nílẹ̀ Oòduà àwa gangan ni bàbá. Koikimedia, Koikimedia, Koikimedia. We begin the one closer to your doorstep. They never sabi wetin we carry for am. Until they move closer before they go sabi. I said they never know wetin we carry for body. Until they move closer before they go sabi. Ọ̀kìn lọ lọ́jà ẹyẹ ni ń lo ló lájú. Ẹyẹ tó torí kò tó bí àná ọgbẹ́jẹ lẹ́nu. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ilẹ̀ bàbá wa. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ìlú bàbá wa. Ká jùmọ̀ sowọ́pọ̀ ká lè tó dúdú àga. Òdúdú ọkọ̀ bá lè gbé wá. Ọmọ Odùduwà ṣe kiri. Ẹ dìde fún ẹ̀kọ́ adúláwọ̀. Ká lè jọ jùmọ̀ gbé. Gbélé ilé rí. Àwa lè gba ògo ilé wa. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká lè jọ gbàdé. Ká lè gbàdé adé adúláwọ̀. Àwa ni mọ̀lẹ́ tí yóò tàn káàkiri. Ìyàbọ̀ Odùduwà ni wá. Koikimedia, àwa là ń gbé tó lárugẹ. Ètò tó gbójú owó ìwà mọ́ni. Kásá. Ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà wà kájé gbúgbà yín jẹ. Ètò tó gbójú owó ìwà mọ́ni. À ń gbé tó lárugẹ, à ń gbàsà lárugẹ. Ètò tó gbójú owó ìwà mọ́ni. News and sports, ẹ máa rí gbọ́. Ètò tó gbójú owó ìwà mọ́ni. Ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ ni ló ní kí n máa ké tantan. Koikimedia ọ̀rọ̀ lágbájúmọ̀ mi o. Máa bá ṣẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ. Ọmọ Yorùbá nìyẹn, ọmọ Yorùbá tata o. À ń gbádùn rẹ, ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ ni. Ṣẹ́yìn ló máa fi dìbò tẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ o. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa ń dé máa dé máa dé. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa wọ̀ máa wọ̀ máa wọ̀ o. Igbó máa wọ̀ gbàjọ́jì ò gbọ́dọ̀ wọ. Àjòjì tó bá wọ bẹ̀ á bẹ̀rẹ̀ yẹn bọ́ra. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ náwó kóyìnbó tó dé. Ìgbà tó yìnbó dé o. Owó náà dé tún pọ̀ sí o. Koikimedia sáwa ní bàbá. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Àdáńtọ́ àtúnpèrè gidi. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Àwa là ń gbé tó lárugẹ jẹ́ ká jọ gbọ́ o. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Àtúnjà fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ wa fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Ọmọ Oòduà ni wá o. Tọkàntọkàn. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Ikú tó ṣe bí lébi òsì, àdìmú bàbá yọ. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. We bring you one closer to your doorstep. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Afẹ́fẹ́ tó ń fẹ́ o ló kàn ní oko lára ni. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Àpèrè gèdè Olódùmarè ló fún wa ṣe. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Gbogbo ayé ẹ gbọ́, àwa ní bàbá o. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Ẹ máa bọ̀ wá ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà yín wá. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Odùduwà la gbé dání, òtítọ́ la gbé dání. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Àkìsọ̀dálẹ̀, àkìsọ̀díkẹta. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Àdúrótán, àtúnpẹ̀rẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá. Koikimedia we bring you one closer to your doorstep. Àwọn ní bàbá. Koikimedia is around to give us latest. Is around to give us latest. Ladies and gentlemen, ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀, ẹ tẹ́tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó kojú gbogbo. Ladies and gentlemen, ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀, ẹ tẹ́tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó kojú gbogbo. Koikimedia is around to give us latest.
Wow, mo kí gbogbo wa pé a very good evening and welcome to the most exciting part of the end of the year, fundraising. And this is what we will do till the end of the month. As we are preparing for the new year on the platform, we will be using these last couple of days from today till end of the month. All the program will be on fundraising. Kí ló ń pè ní fundraising, and what is it all about? What is the benefit? This platform was dedicated for other projects. Until 4 years ago, we decided to be part of what is the most important thing for Yoruba people, which is Yoruba Nation movement. And we've never regretted it. Adúpẹ́ f'Ọlọ́run. But as we are ending the year and we are moving into the new year, we will be using the privilege to come to all our audience around the world, regardless of wherever you are around the world. And I love to show my map when I'm talking about the world. We have 195 countries around the world. And it will be the most important year as we prepare for 2025, because we are already preparing for 2025. We are coming to you and the next person and the next person to come into the part that is the most interesting, fundraising. At it saw so many things, láti January títí on the 12th, which was the topic. You can go and watch the topic yesterday. I'm not diving back into that. But the topic tó wà interesting is to raise fund. Without fund, there is limited to what we can do. Firstly, lórí Yoruba Nation and using the Koikimedia to promote the Yoruba Nation. So if you are still going to be looking forward to program, it will come from my other team. They'll be doing their own program, but I will stick to only the fundraising till the end of the year. So we have approximately few more days. How do you contribute? And how do you support it? Will be whatever your own take on whether Koikimedia is worth supporting to push its platform to the extreme end as we are heading towards the end of the year. Owó ní tóun ò bá sí nílé, bó bá wùn wá ká pariwo láti bíbáyìí títí dọ̀hùn. Tá a bá ní owó lórí platform yìí, there is not much we can do. So we have come to plead with all the good audience around the world that agree with Koikimedia and those that disagree with me to come and put in their little contribution and the big contribution, or some other areas that you can be of assistance on the fundraising. Let me also be clear that this fundraising, that is the reason why I've put on my hat, is to go towards Koikimedia. But fẹ́ni tó bá ní the inner thought and can view things from the far end, and I can see things in another angle, knows that this platform is also a big stakeholder on Yoruba Nation. This platform is not the only platform, but it can compete with all the other platforms on the campaign trail, lórí Yoruba Nation. So when we come out tonight, tomorrow, and frequently till the end of the year on this fundraising, I want us to remember that as you are donating to Koikimedia, you are supporting the Yoruba Nation movement. This has nothing to do with any organization set outside Yoruba Nation. It has nothing to do with the YSDM. It has nothing to do with Ilano. It has nothing to do with any group. This has to do with this organization called Koikimedia. And as Koikimedia is a powerful media, it needs all those contributions láti fi ràn lọ́wọ́, láti fi lè jẹ́ kí many of the thoughts and many of the things that runs in the mind of a media person. What are the things? It could be basic to you, but it could also mean a lot to most of myself and the rest of my team. So this is the reason why we are coming out tonight, tomorrow night, tomorrow afternoon. Láti plead pẹ̀lú gbogbo èèyàn pátá to come to the aid of this particular channel. The contribution can come in many forms. It could come in your little and it could come in your big. But one thing I can tell you is that the contribution towards this particular fundraising will be dedicated mostly towards Yoruba Nation. We can pray that somebody is coming to give us money. Nobody is going to come and give you any money, especially when they can see that this media is fighting on a daily basis, night, afternoon, midnight, early morning, to challenge the status quo of those that does not want our Yoruba. There will be English and Yoruba because I'm communicating to a wider audience. Allow ọmọ tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní city tó jọ ọmọ Yoruba, and probably maybe they will hear this for the first time, and they will be more than happy to say, we will contribute to support your, your channel. And this is the reason why we are also speaking in English. The Yoruba Nation movement is not yet over until we are able to raise our flag. But for you and me, raising the flag without a media working with an extra time is not going to help us. So I will be putting all the time and energy on this fundraising so that we can be able to get to as much of what we need. I haven't put a target on this fundraising because what we have done in the past is if we raise the 1,000 and then eventually we'd never raise even 100 pounds. If we raise the 20,000, which was the last figure I talked about last year, or I think a year before, and we did not even get close to it. And the reason is maybe because people are looking at the target and they are hoping that, oh, we are target here, and eventually it never materialized. So mo ń fi àsìkò yìí, mo fi ń bẹ gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá tó nífẹ̀ẹ́ Koikimedia, tó dẹ̀ fẹ́ jẹ́ kí a rí àṣeyọrí jáde nínú nǹkan tá à ń ṣe. Because that is my dream. The only dream I have right now is kí Yoruba Nation kó wá. Not that we will not come back to UK and go to America, but a lè padà síbi tí we can be able to use our media to perform miracles and support many other areas after we've achieved our dream. Like I said, ètò ìtàlẹ́yìn àti ìta máa máa ṣe lórí fundraising is an independent fundraising. Má lọ bí anybody níta pé wọ́n raise owó lọ́dọ̀ Koikimedia kí lẹ mọ̀ sí, there has nothing to do with them. I don't need to take any permission from anybody. I am an independent organization called the Koikimedia. Mo lè dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn tó ní understanding ẹ̀ tí a need láti rojọ́ tó pọ̀ kó tó yé wọn. Àwọn kan wà a gbọ́dọ̀ rojọ́ tó pọ̀ torí pé ẹjọ́ tó fẹ́ mọ̀ yẹn òun ni pé ta ló bẹ̀ níṣẹ́, ta ló rán níṣẹ́. Mo need any authorization from anybody on my platform that is called the Koikimedia láti fi jáde síta láti fi béèrè ìrànlọ́wọ́ lórí ìrìn àjò Yorùbá nation tá gbé dání. So bí mo ti ṣe ń sọ lọ, we will need ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà nílé náà àti ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà níta ní African countries láti ràn wá lọ́wọ́ so that kí a lè rí àṣeyọrí lórí ìrànlọ́wọ́ tí à ń béèrè fún yìí. Bí mo ti ṣe sọ, kò ń ṣejọ́ kan ní ìrànlọ́wọ́ yìí máa wáyé, kò ń ṣọjọ́ méjì, kò ń ṣọjọ́ mẹ́ta. Èyí tó máa wáyé títí di ìparí ọdún yìí ni. Torí àwọn kan tí a fẹ́ ṣe, a fẹ́ tètè bẹ̀rẹ̀ nínú ọdún tó ń bọ̀. Torí a tún fẹ́ jẹ́ kó di ọdún tó ń bọ̀ ká tún ṣe máa sọ pé níbo ni mídíà wa dé láti fi make sure pé a pushi ọ̀rọ̀ agenda Yorùbá nation lórí ti Koikimedia. We want to go an extra length in the new year, and we can't do that. This is not about pé ká kọ̀ tán fún mobile phone ká máa ṣe program ká sọ̀rọ̀ títí. No, there has to be other areas that this media can be of helpful. I don't want to give everything out, but everything will start showing itself if those funding start coming quickly. If the funding that we believe will come quickly, tó bá wá, ó ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nǹkan tí a fẹ́ ṣe láti fi make sure pé the media organization tá ń pè ní ilé-iṣẹ́ Koikimedia ó lè play the vital role tó kù níwọ̀nba tí Ọlọ́run tí à ń bẹ̀ pé kó má jẹ́ kí ìrìn àjò yìí kó tún pẹ́ ju bó ṣe yẹ lọ mọ́. Nígbà wo ló máa wáyé? I don't know. Nígbà wo la máa gba Yorùbá nation? I have no answer to that. But what I know is that the media that is ready to do its own part, don't pè ní ilé-iṣẹ́ Koikimedia, wants to go 300 miles in 2025. Kọ́lọ́n kó túbọ̀ ṣọ́ wa dìgbà yẹn. Àwọn tá wá ń bẹ̀ tó jẹ́ yín listeners wa, torí pé tó bá yẹ pé mi ní owó yẹn personally, I won't come out láti wá béèrè fún funding. Màá kọ̀ máa báṣẹ́ lọ, but we don't have that kind of funding. Because gbogbo ohun tó yẹ kó jẹ́ funding fún wa láti máa fi mú extra funding wá, those areas have been cut out because of the nature of what this organization is doing in the last 4 years. Mo wá ń fi àsìkò yìí, mo fi ń bẹ̀ gbogbo wa. Fundraising are done on different organizations at different time and at different purposes. The BBC does the fundraising, the ITV does fundraising, and many others like that. But èyí tí àwa gbé dání is a fundraising to make our people get the message lórí ìrìn àjò tá gbé dání. Àwọn tí wọ́n fẹ́ ràn lọ́wọ́, wọ́n mọ bí tí a fẹ́ gbé ìrìn àjò yìí lọ lórí Koikimedia. And like I said, kí làwọn nǹkan tá need? If I can have enough funding to the tune of thousands of dollars I could get in touch with Elon Musk and see what we can do together with technology. Láti fi ràn iléeṣẹ́ yìí lọ́wọ́. There are many private sectors that are outside there waiting for us to get in touch with them to enhance the media publication of Yoruba Nation. From America to Canada to European countries to Asian countries, within Africans as well, African countries. But tí a bá ní funding, àwọn tá à ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn, a kàn máa bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ ni, kò lè lọ síwájú. And we are set to push the boundaries in 2025. And to push the boundary means that tonight, tomorrow night, and many more nights and days, it will be about Yoruba Nation Koikimedia funding. My other staff will be doing other programs as they are doing. Self-determination. But lórí èyí tèmi bá ti ń jáde, if I feel like doing something else, because I have spoken so much that even if I come out, I am just topping up or giving us idea of what is happening. Be it Asilano. So I don't want to be coming out until I can see that my 2025, we can see that we have the fund on this platform to be able to push the extreme length of the other side. So we're going to play the anthem. There are many things that money can buy. What can money can buy? If I have the fund, I can buy 5 18 coastal buses. And I can decide that Igbowo Iron Lady tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ takuntakun tí mo mọ̀ pé yes, tí bá gbé kan fún wọn pé àìfún yín o, but láti iléeṣẹ́ Koikimedia ẹ máa lò ó. Mo mọ̀ pé mo ti enhance wọn, mo ti empower wọn to push the boundary of Yoruba Nation. That means I don't know how many of them in the group. There could be 20, there could be 30, but with a coastal bus of 18 passengers, that means they can go as far as I might not be able to go. Láti lè ṣe iṣẹ́ Yoruba Nation. We can decide to buy torchlight. It might mean nothing to you, but torchlight, kí ló fi ṣe? A torchlight, which is a good one, is about 10,000 naira equivalent in the today's currency without inflation, because tó bá $2 ó lè lọ sókè. Tí bá ní 5,000 torchlight, 5,000 pieces of torchlight. You can also help us to buy it if that is going to be of benefit to you. Kódà kabare tó lè bá wa ra, it's just a treat. Yeah. All right, no other program, please. If it is all about coastal bus, well, we give it to you to use it for the next 2 years and maintain it. Oh yes, it will also be of benefit. To allow Tony coastal bus lower, but we need to make use of those things now, especially as we're heading back to 2025. It is a media fight. Media can we fight. I feel media and I feel fight. I am not talking about fight in the other way, but using the media to prepare our continuation of awareness, our messages to countries around the world. And one you expect pé a fẹ́ gbé Yoruba Nation law with the media, a fẹ́ gbé débẹ̀ in 2025. We have been to the UK as an example. Actually, in the UK. I can take it to another part of the world apart from the UK. But like I said, Baba Rojo Lenisola Taba enhance it. It will just remain coming out and going back in, and it'll be like that. But I don't want to be like that in 2025. I want to be able to come out in the next quarter of 2025, which will be January, February, March. By April, into sunny December, to fún wa ní a bit of assurance, Ọlọ́run ló ní guarantee, pé media yìí máa ní àwọn kankan tá a máa rí. I should be able to come out by March next year and say, I won't come by. Do you see it? And I won't come by. So just to go further, let's play the Yoruba anthem. How are we going to do it? There is no strategy to it. It's a straightforward. Like I said, you can promise and say, Koiki, I'll find any X amount, but we might not give it to you straight away. We'll write it down. I won't chase you for it. You will be the one to make sure that promise yẹn ẹ̀yin lẹ ń fulfill it. Ẹ lè send message wa lẹ́yìn. Ẹ lè pè wá. Àwa máa fún yín ní 10 million. But a ní fún yín ní 10 million yẹn, a máa fún yín ní by quarter. Tá bá rí ibi tó bá ṣe dé, a tún release the DSA. But the majority of the fund that we need is those people that are watching the program and doesn't contribute. I know the amount of people that watch our videos on a daily basis. The last video that she Lority program, and I don't want to mention the name and the other, you can go and watch the program. At least we had about 4K on my channel. 2 different channels to the video here. And I'm happy for them to use the video. I have seen their title, and I believe they will add what I said on my program. Because èmi ò lè ṣe program kẹ́ retitle ẹ̀ kó má fit in sí nǹkan tí mo sọ, and I believe they listen to that, and I'm happy with the title that they've given it, and that means those title is okay. But on their platform, that video has traveled far and wide. Àwọn tó wá ń wo video wa yìí, ǹjẹ́ yín náà lè contribute the little donation sórí channel yìí, so that in tẹ́ ń wò yẹn kó lè enhance in the new year as we continue the campaign for Yoruba Nation. Not everybody has the $5,000, the $100, but kò sẹ́ni tó máa náwó ní $1. Kò tíì sí ẹni tó máa náwó ní $1. Kò sẹ́ni tó máa náwó ní £1. Kò sẹ́ni tó máa náwó ní $1. So if we have those videos as we have been producing it, giving us that kind of income, we might not even have to come to you. Revenue yẹn la kàn máa lò láti inject padà to make sure that this message of Yoruba Nation continue as it stands and as we want it. But because people watch the video, they don't even remember that the production of those videos, no matter how you see it, no matter what quality you are looking at it, there is a message that is passing out, and that message is trickling down to places I want it to go. Because none of my videos that I produce within 24 hours, I will not tell you where they're heading to, but I know that they are getting to the places we want it to reach. And if we are waiting that anybody will come and help us that has this stack of money that has been stolen, we don't need those kind of money. We would rather just continue running the program with the little that we have and the others that are doing theirs as well. But gbogbo in tower fishy akomawa need back end, and nothing can be done to it. And that is the reason why we are coming out to say, where can you fit in? It's not about program now, it's about fundraising. We have done program from January this year up to December yesterday, which is the 12th. My last program as a stand was yesterday, and I believe I did one this afternoon, which is just about 24 minutes. So, interface ma gbọ́ táwọn èèyàn bá pè wá lẹ́yìn ni pé ẹ fún wa níbi tí a lè fi support yín kémi fi $1 mi síbẹ̀. kí n fi £1 mi síbẹ̀, or kí n fi £1,000 mi síbẹ̀. And like I said, this is very important. This is the most important part of the movement. Any other thing, we can sit here, we can laugh, we can talk, but if we don't have funding, we're going to remain just the talking show. And this is not a talking show platform. This is the media that wants to make its own impact as it has done in the last 4 years. Because Taba Mafide next year, we will be in the 5th year of this movement. And the movement is not yet over until a flag is raised and the other flag is lowered down. And as long as that is not yet done, we are still in the movement. So we'll just be talking about maybe things that have been done from those that have raised funding before. Fundraising. Like I said, if you have never in the part of Koikimedia or contributory, maybe this is the time for you to say, let me put my own input to support this channel. I have about 5 mobile phones and 2 laptops, so my eyes is going, because we're not using the the bigger stream laptop, and that means I have these 4 are facing me, but I have that one there and I have this one there, so that's why I'm putting my eyes in all those areas. So I would direct you to my channel website so that if you support, then you can easily just pick information from there, and then you can work with that. And like I said, so let's play our anthem and then just start the program slowly. It could be for 2 hours. At the moment, we've done 32 minutes, and it could be for 3 hours. But the whole program, I am not talking about what I said yesterday. I'm not talking about what I said in January. February. What I am talking about right now is fundraising. And that is the unique part of the end of the year. Any other thing, we can still talk about it. And like I said, there are other channels that are also talking. And also, we are pleading with you to follow our backup channel. At 1 minute past 7 p.m. local time in London, where I live in England, or you can say in United Kingdom. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí mo kí gbogbo wa bí ẹ ti ṣe ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí ìkànnì ti iléeṣẹ́ wa tá à ń pè ní Koikimedia, níbi tí a dúpẹ́ fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́lé. bí a ti ṣe ń bá ìrìn àjò wa lọ lórí Yorùbá Nation, bí a dẹ̀ ṣe ń sọ fúnra wa pé iléeṣẹ́ yìí ó nídìí ìrànlọ́wọ́ láti lè tẹ̀síwájú ní ọdún 2025. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ wa tí ẹ̀ ń gbọ́ wa. Àtẹni tó gbọ́ tó agree, àtẹni tó gbọ́ tó disagree, gbogbo yín náà là ń kí. Bó jẹ́ ká máa rántí pé àwọn iléeṣẹ́ tó kù tí à ń gbóhùn wọn kétékété tí wọ́n dẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ìrìn àjò Yorùbá Nation, àwọn wà lára àwọn tí wọ́n ń da ọkàn àwọn èèyàn wa rú láti rò pé ìlú tí à ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ tó ń pè Nàìjíríà bó ṣe máa ṣiṣẹ́. Àwa nídìí iléeṣẹ́ kan àbí iléeṣẹ́ tó pọ̀, bọ́ ti tọ̀dọ̀ tiwa lèmi sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí, tó lè ṣe ìgbìyànjú tó pọ̀ ládé láti sọ fún gbogbo ibi tí Yorùbá ń bẹ sí ní gbogbo àgbáyé pé Nàìjíríà ò ṣiṣẹ́. Kò wá ń ṣe pé ká kọ̀ tán YouTube channel, ká tán Facebook, ká tán Instagram, ká tán Twitter, wọ́n ń pè ní X lénìí, ká dẹ̀ tán MixLR, òun la máa fi deliver message yẹn. Àwọn yẹn wà lára in tó enhance, but wọ́n wà lára àwọn tí wọ́n ń ṣe àkóbá àdábá fún. And I'll give you an example. Lórí Facebook wa, we have 500,000 followers. We never in the last 2 years been able to 500,000 because Facebook ti compromise ìrìn àjò yìí. So tẹ́nì kọ̀ọ̀kan bá rò pé bóyá gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n sọ lórí Facebook ló ń dọ́dọ̀ àwọn èèyàn, you will be kidding yourself. That is fún àwọn tó wà online. Let's even look at it that pé àwọn tó ń bẹ online yẹn kò ń ṣe gbogbo wọn ló ní access sí full internet data. As an example, àwọn tí wọ́n ní internet àtàwọn tó ń access information tá à ń gbé jáde, let's take it as about 300,000. That 300,000 can multiply itself quickly if Facebook has not shadow banned this platform. And what is shadow banned? People know that there is a platform tó ń fi ń jàjàǹgbara tó ń pè ní Koikimedia, but they cannot get their message because it has been shadow banned. Kò ń ṣe pé torí àwa fẹ́ kúrò ní Nàìjíríà. These are what àwọn tí wọ́n fẹ́ jẹ́ kí information kó dé ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn èèyàn. These are what they do. They block it. Àwa ti ṣe research débẹ̀ ni. I am not the only person around the world that they shadow banned. Many other influencers that are speaking something that might not be in favor fáwọn tí àwa fi gbára wa kúrò lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Wọ́n máa push gbogbo information yìí, wọ́n máa suppress ẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ṣe deliberately ni, torí pé wọ́n mọ̀ dájú pé tí information tó ń jáde ní channel yẹn tó bá rìn ju bó ṣe lé lọ, ó máa liberate àwọn ìlú míì yàtọ̀ sí ìlú tẹ́yìn fi liberate yẹn. Because ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ understand ni pé ìjàǹgbara tá à ń jà kò ń ṣe fún Nàìjíríà nìkan. Ìjàǹgbara tó máa liberate many other countries ní Africa especially. And tẹ́ bá wo àwọn ìlú kan nísìn tó ń pè ní Niger, ẹni tó bá follow information lórí channel wa lánàá, ẹ rí pé wọ́n ti suspend BBC. Tó o bá tètè suspend BBC bẹ́yẹn, BBC máa continue láti máa create a different narrative sí ọkàn àwọn èèyàn wọn against àwọn tí wọ́n ń darí ìlú yẹn lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́. Niger kò tó Àlímọ̀ṣọ́ local government. Àmọ́ in tó ń lò nísìn ni pé wọ́n fi information tí wọ́n fi ń tún nǹkan ṣe tí ó yàtọ̀ sí information táwọn other western media tó ń project nílùú wọn. Àwa táwa náà fẹ́ kúrò ní Nàìjíríà, táwa náà fẹ́ gba orílẹ̀-èdè tiwa. Iléeṣẹ́ kan dẹ́wà tó ń pè ní Koikimedia tó ń lo channel ẹ̀ tó fi ń push that same narrative pé ká kúrò. Àwa wà in the need of funding. Àwa rí funding. Àwọn tí wọ́n wà against wa, àwọn ní funding ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀. And I don't want to mention any of those channels because kò necessary. But gbogbo ilẹ̀ mọ̀ channels tó wà ní Nàìjíríà tó jẹ́ àwọn ilé-iṣẹ́ bíi media tí wọ́n dẹ̀ wà against pé kí Nàìjíríà kó di amalgamate. Báwo la ṣe wá fẹ́ make sure pé I get to over 150% láti challenge wọn? Òun ni funding. Any other thing, bóhùn wá ká rojọ́ láti èní títí dọ̀la tá bá ní funding, we are all joking. Bóhùn wá ká rojọ́ láti channel yìí ni mo ń sọ. Èmi ò sọ channel mi o. I am not against any other channel. I'm talking about my channel. Bóhùn Koiki kó máa jáde ní lọ́sàn-án lóru tí kò bá ní owó, tí àwọn ideas tó ní tó mọ̀ pé àwọn other media tẹ́yìn rí yẹn ó ní bíyàn ṣe lè náà ṣe débi pé àwọn náà mọ̀ pé yes lóòótọ́ lódodo pé iléeṣẹ́ kan wà tó ń gbìyànjú gan tó go the extra mile. Iléeṣẹ́ mi wà lára àwọn tájọ́ ń ṣe, they don't want to go the extra mile. I am not interested in theirs. I am talking about this particular channel. Because channel yìí gangan ni mò ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ tó ń pè ní Koikimedia. And that is why tá ṣe jáde lálẹ́ yìí. Kò ń ṣọ̀rọ̀ alẹ́ yìí nìkan, like I said. It's a long days láti fi plead and bẹ̀ ní àṣàkọ. Because we can come out and say we are not going to beg. That means we might not even get to anywhere. Ìwọ máa wò pé tí bá fún ó lè kéré lójú tiwọ, but if the numbers of the people tó ti ń gbọ́ wa láti January títí dìsìn, if those numbers have reacted very well, like I said, we might not even come to you. In the last 12 months, the numbers are only watching, but they are not reacting in terms of funding. And that is not good. We can live in denial from now to tomorrow. I don't live in denial. I say it as it is. Ilé-iṣẹ́ tèmi lèmi sọ o. Bóhùn mi kí n jáde ní 200 lójúmọ́. Tá bá ní funding, we're going nowhere in getting the message to be delivered. And that is the reason why we're using the last days towards the end of 2024 láti fi wá bẹ̀ àwọn èèyàn wa pé kó jẹ́ kí a jọ wò dáadáa bá ṣe fi ràn iléeṣẹ́ yìí lọ́wọ́ monetary wise. Ó gbé ẹjọ́ kan lọ sí court, and I won't go into all the details because mo fẹ́ kí mind wa, because mind àwọn èèyàn, the moment you start switching away, ibi tí mind yìí máa lọ nìyẹn. Ẹjọ́ tó gbé lọ sí court yẹn, wọ́n ní kẹ́ni yẹn wá gba bail 500 million. I can tell you that that person will be out of that court. Ó máa gba bail yẹn lálẹ́ because they have the money. Gbogbo àlàmọ́ case tí mò ń sọ yìí l'Abuja lénìí. 500 million naira ni wọ́n ní kó fi gba bail. That is just like a chicken change to them. And these are the people that we are fighting to get our people out of the danger tó wà nínú ẹ̀. ṣe rí pé ọ̀rọ̀ tó ní agbára ni àfi tá a bá ń parọ́ fúnra wa o. No matter how you feel about it, no matter what your stake about it, kò sí bí ẹni tí ó ń ṣe program yìí bó ṣe lè jẹ́ akíkanjú tó nínú mídíà tí kò bá ní owó láti fi ṣe èyí tó kù, á kọ̀ máa hang náà ni. Á dẹ̀ máa jẹ́ kí media performance ẹ̀ kó dàbí bàtẹ́ pé kò ṣiṣẹ́, because we have reviewed our channel in the last 12 months, at least 11 months. We've had series of meetings, both with the staff and also within the management level. And we see that we lack all the funding for this channel. We have reviewed everything. Gbogbo tí a lack nísìn òun ni funding. There is no fund to run the rest of these ideas. And because we are not going to allow that to derail us from the track of Yoruba Nation, bí bàbá wa Professor Akintoye ṣe sọ pé kò sí nǹkan tẹ́ lè ṣe tó lè bí òun nínú láti abandon Yoruba Nation. Kò sí nǹkan tẹ́ lè ṣe fáwa náà lórí pé mò ń jáde pé a nídìí owó, pé ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ tí màá sọ pé mo máa abandon pé kí n má jáde wá béèrè owó. Because that is the wish of some people. Because wish wọn ni pé tó bá jáde tó ń béèrè fún owó tí wọ́n ń pè lórúkọ kan tó ń ṣe bíyá kò ní jáde mọ́. But wọ́n ti gbàgbé pé that for me is part of the movement. Because ẹni tó bá serious nínú movement tó dẹ̀ ń fi gbogbo ẹ̀mí ẹ̀ lé lórí kò ní wò pé nǹkan báyìí ló ń sọ, òun ló mọ ibi tóun ń lọ pẹ̀lú iṣẹ́ tó gbé dání lórí media worker. Because a lot will be said, a lot will continue to be told. But ẹni tó gbéṣẹ́ dání doesn't need to bother about all that, because èmi lèmi mọ ibi tèmi fẹ́ jẹ́ kí media yìí kó gbé ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá Nation, mo mọ ibi tí mo fẹ́ kó gbé dé. And I'm speaking for myself now. I'm not speaking for anybody. I'm speaking as the independent channel. Èmi lèmi mọ ibi tèmi fẹ́ kí media yìí kó gbé ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá Nation lọ. And we are fully dedicated with our life. Àwa fi ẹ̀mí lé lórí ni. Ẹ̀mí wọ̀ ní jábọ́ nínú ẹ̀. Ẹ̀mí àwọn tí wọ́n wà lẹ́yìn tí a jọ ń ṣe kò ní jábọ́. Ẹ̀mí àwọn ọmọ tó ń bá wa ṣiṣẹ́ kò sí tó máa yọ bọ́ láàrin wọn. I can assure us that. I am not talking about anything more than the fact that pé gbogbo in tó jẹ́ ká ṣe òun náà la ṣe sọ pé tá a bá rí owó fi ṣe àwọn ò gbàdúrà again pé tó bá máa ti fi di this time next year ká tún jáde ká tún máa tún sọ pé Yorùbá Nation yẹn kò ìyẹn awareness ni mò ń sọ o. I am not talking about any other areas, because èmi ò ń ṣe jagunjagun, mo dẹ̀ ń ṣe security, but there are things that the media needs to project to the international community, because in town wo nílùú yẹn tẹ́yìn ò rí táwa ń rí, it might become too late. And let me just give us another one example. There are many papers around the world, àwọn tí wọ́n jẹ́ newsprint, that has the capacity ju àwa lọ. The Metro newspaper in the UK, I've talked about this, I think, some few months back. Níjọ́ tí mo ní mo engage arákùnrin kan tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ níbẹ̀. Metro newspaper fáwọn tí wọ́n bá wà ní UK àbẹ́yìn tẹ́ bá ń follow me mo máa ń show ẹ̀ lẹ́ǹkọ̀ọ̀kan I máa ń take pictures ẹ̀. That newspaper that is produced Monday to Friday, the total copy don't share is 880,000 copies every blessed day. Metro newspaper in the United Kingdom. One produced 880,000 copies. And what is the most vital, important thing? Information is being distributed from the beginning of the paper to the end of the paper. Kini kan tá ń ṣe lórí Koikimedia? Fẹ́yìn tẹ́ ń gbọ́ wa. We are projecting, promoting, creating awareness for Yoruba nation. But Igbo mélòó ló ń dé? Is it the same people? The same set of people? Tẹ́ fẹ́ ká kọ́ máa sọ Yoruba nation yẹn fún? Ká jáde, ká sọ fẹ́yìn, ká close channel wa, ká tó padà wá níjọ́ kejì. Is that what you want in 2025? No, ṣé nǹkan tá tún fẹ́ ní ẹni 2025? The same set of Yoruba people who are online nìkan ni engage, or do you want it to go far and wide? Ẹ jẹ́ kó lúkálùkù yẹn kó máa rókì lọ́kàn ara wa. That is just one newspaper. What about other papers around the world? Paper kan nìyẹn. There are many other newspapers in the United Kingdom, but we are talking about just one at the moment. Don't put the Metro newspaper that produced 880,000 copies. Ǹjẹ́ possible pé kí Koikimedia náà máa produce paper tó kọ́ lè sọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation at 50,000 copies every blessed day to be distributed across far and wide within the network that we can reach in the Southwest and beyond? Is it possible? Everyone is in the comment section. And if it's possible, how do we do it? And how are we going to fund it? These are what we need to understand, that the media is a powerful tool that can liberate people if it is used in the right direction. Mo kí gbogbo èèyàn wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí pé ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ìkànnì wa. There are many ways to raise awareness. Many ways kò ń ṣe ọ̀nà kan ló fi ń raise awareness. And you must raise that awareness to the point that táwọn èèyàn bá ti gbọ́dé point yẹn, there is no doubt about it. When they make the call, they will come towards that calling. But if they don't hear it as good as perfect, tẹ́ bá pé ìpè yẹn wọ́n ní dá yín lóhùn, wọ́n dẹ̀ ní jẹ́ yín. And the last thing we want is gbogbo akitiyan tí gbogbo wa ti ṣe, including other platforms that I am not knocking. Káwá sọ pé the last bit of it, we are not able to deliver. It will be a total disaster and catastrophe. Tí wọ́n ní rí bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Àṣẹ̀dùmàrè. But kò ní rí bẹ́ẹ̀ kò ń ṣe tẹnu o. We can live in denial. I don't want to live in denial. This year is gone. A dúpẹ́ fún ẹ̀mí, a dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ fún gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n bá wa darí ẹ̀. But like I said, as an independent channel, we are already looking forward to the new year, which is just a couple of days for now, according to what country you live, because àwọn ìlú kan wà wọ́n believe pé 31st of December ní New Year, or 31st ní New Year's Eve, tí January 1st wá jẹ́ New Year. Tẹ́ bá lọ sí Ethiopia tí believe pé àti àwọn wà ní 2024. Ethiopia is still, I think, in 2017 or 18, according to their own calendar. They are not in 2024. China doesn't go in accordance with that New Year. Tẹ́yìn ṣe àwọn ní their own New Year. So that is the reason why we must put all our effort àti ìgbìyànjú wa tó kù on this particular campaign trail. I have listened to many platforms across the board, and many of those platforms, what is ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ tó pọ̀ láwọn channels wọn, láwọn groups wọn, èmi wà mo gbọ́, èmi wọ́n send sí mi, gbogbo èèyàn ló right lórí ìrìn àjò yìí, kò sẹ́ni tó wrong. But if tá a bá play the last part tí a fi lè sọ pé yes, already everything will just crumble. And I'm talking from history now. So ó wà important ká get the fact that we can push everything, but everything also needs the right media to help enhance it. Our platform, they don't want to do what we are doing to raise fund. There's nothing wrong in that. If it's limited, limit ara mi. I am not limiting my media within Nigeria alone, because that is why it is called an international platform. Àwọn kan wà wọ́n ti limit ara wọn to only Nigeria or within the little that they can do. But our own horizon scope is wider and bigger. And that is why our network must move quicker than what it has done in the last 4 years. But tá bá ní fund, we can't do anything. And we can only just continue to do the little minimal that we can do. Because funding only for the media. And we pray and hope that ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ yín tẹ́ máa gbọ́ program láti sìn, ẹ lọ́n á fún gbogbo wa ṣe, ẹ lè support, ẹ lè contribute. Láti lè ṣe kíni, láti lè fi ràn wá lọ́wọ́. And I know that we will get there. I have never in the first day of being part of this movement doubted it. And I still believe in it to the core. I have no reason to doubt the Yoruba nation on the way. Some of you have doubted it because àwọn kan tí ó ti ṣẹlẹ̀, tó ti lọ, tó ti dé, tẹ́ ti gbọ́, and the reaction and the whatever other things. But people like us I have never slept and wake up and say, Yoruba nation ò ní wáyé. I have never even come out to say anything to that extent. Pé ó dàbí pé kò wù mí pé kí n ṣe mọ́. No, not me. Because I know èmi mọ tèmi fẹ́ tí mo kẹsẹ̀ mi bọ̀. tó bá yẹ pé mo kẹsẹ̀ bọ́ láti beginning is a different thing. But the fact that pé mo ti tẹsẹ̀ bọ́ yẹn, I am ready to go the extreme miles to deliver the media job tí Ọlọ́run gbé lé wa lọ́wọ́, tí Elédùmarè gbé fún wa, àti gbogbo àwọn tí ó jẹ́ leaders wa látòrí bàbá wa Professor Adébánjí Akíntóyè àti bàbá wa Olóyè Ọmọ Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho láti lọ máa ṣe ìpolongo fáwọn èèyàn wa. There are people that doesn't even believe in it, and they are also campaigning. And that itself is a disaster. Because in tó bá believe in, tó bá gbé dání, tó dẹ̀ ń jáde tó ń pretend, you will be the one to feel the pain. I don't feel the pain because I believe in it. Lóòótọ́, àwọn kankan wà tó wù mí pé ó yẹ kó ti ṣẹlẹ̀. But it is what it is. Kò ti ṣẹlẹ̀. But àìtí ṣẹlẹ̀ yẹn kò mean pé it is the end of the road. Ìlú yìí ni mo dé, ni mo gbọ́ pé wọ́n gbẹ́ tunnel láti UK wọnú France tó fi ń pè ní Euro tunnel. I don't think some of you understand the history behind the Euro tunnel. Wọ́n jọ ń gbẹ́ bọ̀ ní UK ń gbẹ́ tiẹ̀, France ń gbẹ́ tiẹ̀, títí tó fi join, tó connected. Òun lẹ́yìn fi ń travel fáwọn tó ti láǹfààní àti lọ ní abẹ́ Euro tunnel tó gba orí omi kọjá. Èmi dé Louis, mo bá Blackwall tunnel. Wọ́n tún dig another tunnel tó ti fẹ́ parí. So that shows that there is always something that can push human to deliver what they want if you believe in it. Ẹni tó bá believe nígbà tó ń kọ́ àwọn tunnel yẹn, ó ṣeé ṣe kó gbàbẹ̀ kú lọ because kò believe in it. We believe that this is the final straw tó lè ran ọmọ Yorùbá lọ́wọ́. And we want to push this media to the extreme length of it. And I use the word extreme because that is the only way that we can deliver the job that we are doing. The recording I did, tí mo send síta nípa electricity, ẹ̀yin kan máa ti gbọ́. I'll play it in the next few minutes. I did it just before I left the house this morning at about 6 a.m. Kódà, mo ṣe video recording there, but apparently the video recording didn't record. But the audio version recorded. Ẹni tó bá gbéṣẹ́ ìdání, ìkọ̀kan lè ró lójú. And that is what we have not understand. Ìkọ̀kan rà wá lójú. So let's take a call and let's take and listen to the first caller. Ẹ lè bá wa dá sí o, fún ìtẹ́ bá fẹ́ pè wọlé. Hello caller.
Oh my brother, is that Koikimedia?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni mà.
Yes, mo ti ń pè látàná, mo mi fájì mo lù from America.
Ẹ kúrọ̀lẹ́ mà. A wà lórí ètò, ṣé fẹ́ dá sí live ni àbí ẹ fẹ́ bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́yìn?
Thank you so much. Mo tún wo program ẹ lórí Àṣàkẹ́ náà, ni mo ṣe ní máa pè.
Okay.
Mo ti ní kí dọ́tà mi bá mi send the 40,000 into your account.
Ẹ ṣé gan-an, a dúpẹ́. We're grateful.
So 20,000 will be for you and 20,000 please send it to Daddy Akintoye for me.
Ọ̀dà, ẹ ṣé gan-an, ìyá wa. A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. Thank you so much. Ashedumare. We're grateful. Ashedumare. Lashedumare. Ashedumare. Amen. Amen. Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen. Ashedumare. Thank you so much. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ náà bá fẹ́ dá sí ilé tá à ń bá lọ yìí. Gbogbo ìtẹ̀ bá ní studio number wa. Ẹ lè pè wọlé. Like I said, there are many things that is needed to enhance the media. I've given us the first two. I talked about Touchlight, and I also talked about coastal buses, at least 18 passenger, 5 at least, nothing less than 5. So tẹ́ bá wò bóyá ẹ̀yin ni lọ́wọ́ bí ẹ lè bá wa get ẹni tẹ́ lè sọ pé ó dá agbe fún ẹ lọ máa lò. That is part of what we're talking about. And other things like that can enhance the media to support the movement. The media is there raising the fund to support the movement from its own personal channel, not as a group now. And I want us to be clear with that. Má lọ sínú group kan kò ní Koiki raise owó ṣe fún ẹgbẹ́ kan ni. No, I am not raising money for any group. I will decide how I want to run it if we eventually receive funding. You have no right to call me and tell me, oh, owó tó bẹ́ẹ̀ raise yẹn, group tiwa náà dà pa nídìí 1 million. Ṣé fún wa ní 1 million. It doesn't happen like that. We have a team of management that can decide where we want to support and how we want to do it. But without funding, we're going nowhere with this platform. And that's a fact. It's not going to stop ìjáde tá à ń jáde o, tá à ń ṣe program. But kò ní jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. And I hope you get the message. Ashimama Jade, our team knows at the point when they will be coming out, gbogbo yẹn has been decided from the back end. And tabaderi, when we came out some few weeks, and we were crying that a support wa kára phone fáwọn ọmọ yìí. Phone ni wọ́n fi ń ṣiṣẹ́. Tabara laptop gan. Tó bá ṣe electricity, how is it going? Phone on gun self. Some of them still have to go and charge it outside. That for me is very upsetting. Kí staff wa ṣe sọ pé òun lọ síta lọ charge mobile phone tó máa fi ṣiṣẹ́. It's very upsetting, but that's the situation of Nigeria. Anola Shingbo tí wọ́n ní there was a power cut out again, blackout. But ṣáwọn kankan wà tíyàn lè ṣe to stop that. Oh, wow, but owó we can get a solar for these people to jẹ́ àwọn team wa, so they don't have to be going out. But in tó bá tẹ̀ ṣe mú team wa lọ síta lọ charge a phone, that itself means that we don't have the fund. Because end of the program, tó kọ́kọ́ lọ síta lọ charge mobile phone tó bá recharge halfway, tó bá recharge. Gbogbo àdèlà, the more reason why that is happening, because Nigeria doesn't have that electricity. Ó dẹ̀ wà lára tí a sọ lórí audio tí mo release ní ìdájí fún ẹ má bínú, mo ti tan Wi-Fi yẹn, apparently was off, because I don't know whether people have been trying to call. I just realized that the Wi-Fi was off. But I'm on play anthem. And that itself for me is like, okay, we have staff. Àwọn kan iná wọn stable. Àwọn kan kò stable. And we want to reach out to many people. How? Ṣé lórí online you nìkan láti fi reach out? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. So mo ń bẹ̀ wá, mo ń rọ̀ wá, let us all go back on our drawing tables and decide what we want to do in 2025. The channel itself is not going to stop what it's doing, but tab and funding, we will be here again next year and we will still come out and say Atufere is a fund. Let's take the call coming through. ẹ má bínú lẹ́ǹkan sí pé ìyàwó tó ń pè yìí. Mo ti wà lórí program báyìí o, gbàtẹ́ tí mo pè yín lẹ́ǹkan mo sí lórí program, mo wà online báyìí. Mo wà lórí program báyìí, ṣé ká sọ̀rọ̀ later? Màá pè yín later after ètò. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí pé a kú Friday the 13th December 2024 níbi tí a ti gbé ètò fundraising wa jáde látẹ̀ní títí the end of the year. What are the expectations fẹ́yìn tí ẹ̀ ń gbọ́ wa? Ẹlòmíì lè ní báwo ni mo ṣe fi support? Like I said, if all the numbers of àwọn tí wọ́n follow channel yìí tó dẹ̀ follow wa truly continue to give us that small donation, but it's coming in large quantity, it helps the channel. But what we have seen is that in 11 months, from January till date, we have, the 40,000, the 20,000, the 10,000, but we are not getting the numbers of those that are watching that can give us those small donation, and then it will help the whole platform. And it's because they are not seeing the media as the tools to fight these. I won't mention the channel in Nigeria, a particular media organization, just 2 weeks ago. No, they've increased their network from changing their studio. I am not asking that we want to go and build a studio or a studio call. I will still be in my house here doing my program. But the bulk of the money that we are asking for is to enhance the channel and support the media work that we are doing on the ground. So don't think that we are about to go studio I haven't got the time for that. Accept me in the last 4 years. As long as I'm considerate, ó ṣe dé láti bí iṣẹ́, ó jẹ́ kó jókòó sí bíbá, kó nọsẹ̀, ó ti lọ sókè lọ jókòó sókè torí ó rí pé mo wà lórí program. Because ó ní understanding pé tí mo gbé dání ètò máa ran gbogbo wa lọ́wọ́ náà ni. Bó ṣe dé ó lè ní kó fún mi ní signal pé kí n switch it off, káwọn fi relax, káwá tó tàn padà, but she did not say so. That is part of the inconveniences that we are going through in the house for the last 4 years. But it's okay. I am not complaining as long as she hasn't complained. So don't think that I feel raise the whole lot in the studio. No. I haven't got the time to build a studio right now. But what we want to do is to enhance the media work from this other angle. Like if you make sure we in time shape. Because we will just be doing the same thing in out, which is what everybody is doing. So we want to do something different in the new year. But we cannot do anything different if we don't have the funding. If we don't have the funding, we will continue to do the same thing that everybody is doing. We come online, we talk, and we go. We come online, we talk, we go. But there are things that can be done in terms of education. Many people need to be well educated about reason why it's Yoruba Shigboro Daduro, and there is not much time left. The next election in Nigeria is 2027. That election starts by end of next year. By end of next year, the campaign will start. So I hope you are working out what I am thinking. They will start a full campaign trail by January 2026, because we'll need the full of January, we'll need full of 2027. Election will come around February. Election ma wọlé from February 2027, Lomash election. That's the end of the tenure of the first dispensation. But they don't come out very campaign. The campaign starts 1 year before the election. Only the 1 year, láti fi ṣe campaign. Ǹjẹ́ mọye owó táwọn tọ́jú pamọ́ nísìn tó fẹ́ fi ṣe campaign? Àwọn wo ló fẹ́ ṣe campaign fún? Àwọn wo ló fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ fún? The same people táwa náà target. Àwọn Yorùbá táwa náà fẹ́ target làwọn náà target. Ó wá kù ẹni tó lè perform dáadáa. Àríléeṣẹ́ kan ní Nàìjíríà ní Southwest. Wọ́n ti lọ change gbogbo in tó ń pè ní studio wọn. They are preparing for the election. And if media work is not enhanced, take it or leave it, election might hold again, and Yoruba people will go and vote. And nobody will blame anybody for that. We tried our best, but we failed to deliver because our people thought that we were bringing a war in 2023. So they disagree with us. I saw some, I wanted to post them as a reminder because Google go about me. I might do that tomorrow. Now Timothy announced it. And on posters that she, no election in 2023. I initiated that in 2021, 2 years before the election, when I was in Nigeria. And demanding team, just a very small team, like designing that poster that we sent across every poster here. It gave a lot of hope to people, but we didn't have enough publicity. And also, a lot of Amo Yoruba believe that there was an agenda that Afegbe Ogun Wakamonu Nigeria, Nile Yoruba. So this time around, I'm not coming out to tell you that there's no election in 2027. I am telling you that there will be an election if we do nothing. That's a fact. The 2023 one was an initial election Nile Yoruba into Bagbalama fun. This time around, I am telling you, election might hold if we do nothing. That is the slogan. Election might hold. The line is open, but we are not talking about Yoruba Nation, we're talking about fundraising. That is the bulk of the program. The politicians are already, as soon as the last election was completed, intelligence got to me that they were already getting ready for 2027. Gbogbo bí tó ti máa ṣàǹkárá wọn, wọ́n ti sanwó síbẹ̀. Àwọn tó máa ṣàǹkárá fún wọn ní outside Nigeria. Gbogbo àǹkárá tó máa lò ní 2027 for the current government tó wà níbẹ̀. Money has been paid up front for it. Gbogbo campaign materials one has been prepared and designed. They might just change certain things because what it is more slogan of a law. Maybe they will go with the one on Lobo, or they will change it. And these are the same people that wants to target our people. Àwọn èèyàn tiwa tí wọ́n ti wà nínú ìgbèkùn. So ṣé àwa ń ṣeré ni àbí a serious? Ó kù sí gbogbo wa lọ́wọ́. And the media, like I said, is the bulk of it. Àwa kan ready to go the extreme length and miles to get things done. From the physical and the spiritual. Because spiritual only physical. And that is for people to be understanding Timothy. Spiritual only physical. can come online, comment, talk, looking for action lórí channel. All that is not going to materialize into a country, because country only was delivered lórí online. Yes, you can bring the country to the online, but you must first do the working, which is what we have been doing with our Babawa. So to help Oloye Igboho, to help Baba Akintoye, and to help ourselves, we need to enhance the media publicity. And that's the fact. To help the cause of the Yoruba Nation campaign, we need to enhance the media publicity. It has to go bigger than what we are thinking of. I've just given you an example that I'll stick with. Paper Konilu produced 880,000. You might come up and say, okay, if it's a country, àwọn iléeṣẹ́ ló ń polówó níbẹ̀ and all that is understandable. But ṣé bá ṣe máa ronú náà nìyẹn? We have to all start opening our mind. Okay? A gbọ́dọ̀ ṣí gbogbo thinking faculty. I am not going to be telling you every strategic of what our media is projecting for 2025. But there's so much in tí a fẹ́ ṣe ní ọdún tó ń bọ̀. We're not putting a figure, like I said. I have given us two things. Elolanta coaster bus. I don't need it. If you can tell me how much a 18-seater coaster bus is, we're talking about millions, is it? So yella say fi price lórí tabaren tó bá donate fún wa pé àwọn donate fún yín ẹ lọ máa lò ó ti help wa, but at least 5 of that to start with. Tó bá jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ is the bonus. Ìṣojú wa la gbọ́ pé èèyàn kan ní Nàìjíríà, I'm trying not to mention their names, kò ṣe pé I don't have to mention, I mean, I'm scared to mention names and all that. To donate 100 million fún èèyàn kan. Èèyàn kan donate 100 million naira fún èèyàn kan. And these are people that doesn't want Nigeria to break or they amalgamate. So I hope you understand what we're talking about here. Mostly, we're opening our mind. One single person on donate 100 million naira. And knowing fully well that kò sí gbogbo tó bá lè ṣe ní pẹ̀lú 100 million yẹn, tá bá ṣì wà ní Nigeria, it's a waste of time. It's a complete waste of time. Gbogbo charity tó bá ń lọ nínú Nigeria nísìn kò solve problem yẹn rárá. So this is where we are right now. In the last 11 months, this channel did not make enough to even push one of the plans that we in 2024. We couldn't do it because the funding was just not there. We couldn't do it. We were not even near one. And that is in 11 months. So let us think about it very well. Like I said, they can play on their channel. They can laugh. Or Yoruba Nation, or laughing.
Let me finish.
Yeah, I'll soon
Because you
finish.
want to get something, the mommy's not letting us.
I'm going to finish very soon. I'll finish in the next 30 minutes, by 8:30, 2 hours. Yeah.
Okay.
There are many channels on the social media, don't sorrow Yoruba Nation, and every one of us are doing extremely good. But in Tagbedani, inti ojoro efelo. We are now at the crossroad again. And what do I mean by the crossroad? Election and long come about you. Tí wọn náà àtẹ̀mí tàbá wo bí ọdún ìṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀. Kódà yẹn á fẹ́ máa bèrè pé nígbà wo ni January kọjá bó ṣe máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní 2025 náà tún nìyẹn. Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Ká tó tún sọ àtúmọ̀ sọ pé December ti pé. And this is, for me, a very important part of this movement. So mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí pé it's just the first day to prepare our mind. The countdown again, àtútù wà nú ẹ̀ báyìí again náà. Kí ni mo mean by the countdown? The countdown to whether we want it to smell or we don't want it to smell. But the bulk of this conversation is to raise money. Go sink on me, so like I said, raise a anything less than that is just a side talk. If we cannot raise enough money for this channel will do all its best in 2025 in accordance to what we have in the publicity part of the movement. And the publicity part of the movement does not mean it has to be only in Nigeria. We can take our publicity to anywhere in the world that we feel might be of benefit in the media anymore. So, is that going to give us Yoruba Nation? It will be part of giving us Yoruba Nation. It will be part of it. So, mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí pé àṣeyọrí la máa ṣe o. Àwọn tí wọ́n expect pé ní ṣàṣeyọrí ó ti late. Ó ti late gan. Àwọ̀ ní fẹ̀mí wa ṣe o, but ó ti late. You have come across the wrong generation. You have come across the wrong generation. Generation, gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí mo feel energy in the groups. I feel that energy. But like I said, we are getting to where we need to increase back that publicity that went down for a few years. Let's increase it a little bit. Let's get the publicity back. The publicity of Yoruba Nation in Monso. The publicity is not anywhere. In 2024, and anybody can come out and tell me the publicity was high. I will tell you it wasn't. The publicity in 2024 was extremely low. It was on the low side. publicity 2024 was on the low side. And bí a torí pé àwa gbé ní abroad for 25 years, I've lived here. And I work with data and statistics. The politicians knew that our publicity in the first 18 months of this movement was going to collapse Nigeria. Publicity Lasson was almost going to collapse Nigeria. The first 18 months straight. Part of that 18 months, I spent 6 months straight in Nigeria without returning back to the UK. I've never spent that amount of time in Nigeria before Yoruba Nation. I want you to think about it. I just want you to think about that alone. Kí ló lè mú arákùnrin kúrò ní comfort zone tó wá jókòó sínú Nàìjíríà tó dẹ̀ ń polongo back for 6 months. And within that 6 months, mo fẹ́ kó olúkálùkù padà kẹ́ lọ replay kí lẹ́yìn lè rántí in that 6 months. I just want everybody to take that tonight. Ẹ lọ rántí kí ló play out nígbà tí mo wà nílé fún 6 months yẹn. Kí làwọn ìgbésẹ̀ tá gbé? Because if we're talking about 18 months, the first 6 months was before I left Nigeria. The first 6 months. In between that 6 months, ni bàbá wa Olóyè Ìgbòho láǹfààní pé kí ló ń ṣe níbẹ̀ yẹn tí Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ bá wa fi àmì sí. Àdẹ̀dúpẹ́ pé is still hanging and holding with us without no shaking. Láàrin méjì ẹ̀, I took myself out of the United Kingdom and returned back to be with you all for another 6 months or the 1 year. And the rest other 6 months was a lot of galvanizing effort by every one of us. And the politicians saw that effort and they said, no. Taba fi àwọn ọmọ ìsílẹ̀ díẹ̀ sí, Nigeria will collapse. I am not talking about anything more than our publicity lásán ni o. Publicity ni mo ń sọ yìí. Our publicity alone. How did we market Yoruba Nation? And how do we plan to market it back again as we move into the 2025? Oníkólúkálùkù lọ fi sọ́kàn. Ọlọ́run fún wa ṣe délẹ̀ o. But Ọlọ́run sọ̀kalẹ̀. From the spiritual realm, everybody knows the country is gone. The physical part ló kù. But à ń fi ẹ̀rù pé àfẹ́ dá sí mọ́. Àwọn kan náà ti ṣe, ó ti sú wa. Àwọn kan ò tẹ̀ fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ nípa pé a ní ìdòwò. And that for me is the reason why I am not waiting for anybody. I am not waiting for anybody, and I am not merging with anybody this time around. Because wọ́n ní in tó bá ṣèyàn lákọ̀ọ́kọ́ kò gbọ́dọ̀ tún ṣèyàn lẹ́lẹ́kejì. A máa ra bọ́ọ̀sì ni a máa ṣe kíní kan. I am not getting involved with anybody again. Èmi ni mo mọ tó jù mí rí nígbà tí mo jáde nílé Ìgbòho tí mo náà fẹ́ ra bọ́ọ̀sì. You might not know the end of it. Ẹ kà nínú ìwé mi later lọ́jọ́ iwájú. So kíyàn kankan máa sọ pé òun fẹ́ join mọ́ mi They have the right on their channel to also do whatever they want to do. I'm not marching with anybody, not even any organization within the Yoruba nation. Àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ní gbogbo àgbáyé, àtẹni tó believe, if they can support us, that's fine.
Why?
Because not everybody ló fẹ́ gba Yoruba nation from the media side. Not everybody ló fẹ́ gba Yoruba nation from the side of àwọn tó jẹ́ wà nínú group. So in 4 years, tí bá ní mọ̀ how things should be, lórí movement from the media side, èmi sọ nísìnyí o, then á jẹ́ pé mo mọ̀ tèmi náà ṣe mọ́ nìyẹn. Before I go, gbogbo wa la gbọ́ pé nígbà tí bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ tó fẹ́ tán ṣe campaign wọn lọ, a gbọ́ pé wọ́n fi helicopter wọ́n fi ń deliver leaflet. That was in 1950 something. Do you know what that means? Fún àwọn àtàjẹ́ media by in the 21st century, we still can't do something far better than that. Not that we can't do it, because kò ṣe gbogbo èèyàn ló fẹ́ ṣe. So I'll leave it like that for tonight. I have the family that now needs my attention, and I need to go and look after them. So if you come across the program, anytime about reprogram or rebroadcast, no, it is important that you help us take this message, and that's why I'm about the channel so that I want to watch them. We Koiki Gongoni channel or Dotting Latin too. And like I said, I was the only person, and I still remain the only person that is still saying the same thing. 4 years that my video can be used by anybody. I was the first person by the movement Ibere, because I knew that that is part of our publicity of any. Because and about the video to be so the channel, they are also giving us a publicity, though they are making money out of it, and I can know that I know they're making money out of it, and I know the viewership on each of my videos on their channel as against other videos. Don't be so the channel in the last 4 years, but I am not worried about that. And it by Moshe Media, I'm not way and need that kind of synergy. Kó key message if they deliver. But ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ might not think baby ṣe ronú. So mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn tó ń lo videos wa. But eléyìí tá máa ṣe for the next ẹ má nítorí pé a ṣe program mi tó dùn mọ́ yín nínú ẹ gbé yẹn o. Ẹ gbélé ẹ bá wa gbélé náà ẹ gbé lọ sórí channel yín. Now, how do you support? Which is the last part. Okay, I feel support. No, I feel support. You need support. Yes, we know that. I'm going to need support. But how does you feel support? Kò sẹ́ni tó mọ channel wa àti our donation portal. But bóyá fún díkan àbí díkejì tẹ́ mọ̀. We are only can support. Asha ni bá ṣe máa support gbogbo channel náà ló ní bó ṣe ń support wọn. I am not talking about super chat here. Every super chat then fún wa lórí YouTube àtàwọn tó kù náà. I think YouTube itself is taking about almost half of it. I don't think some of you knows that. Big at ilé-iṣẹ́ kan làwọn náà. Ibi táwọn tí ń rí revenue tí wọn náà nìyẹn. So if you give us £10 on super chat, YouTube máa gba probably about £4. And maybe at 60, 70, maybe 70, I don't know, but they'll take something around £4. Or maybe about £3 something. They might give you £7. Is that good? Yes. I want on the channel, I want on the platform. So be at the super chat here. Be able to send it direct instead of the super chat. Not that the super chat is good because it's just sometimes for you to read the comment, which we can read. Gbogbo comment in this látàárọ̀ kò ní pé mo rí. Well, it's always good because ó máa ń fún àwọn tó ń ṣe program pé any comment. The purpose of the super chat that was brought in to the YouTube was for you to read a message specifically with this with your demonic that is coming through, or just for you and then go láti appreciate wa. That's the reason why I thought if you super chat, you know. But if you can help us directly without a super chat, we have a super chat on the backup channel that many people doesn't know. After any problem with Koikimedia, at some point we had a backup channel. So a lot of them super chat any donation on a monthly basis. And the one that should have given us a bit of extra, which is the Koikimedia for 6 months, I showed you the graph on the I'm not expecting any other person to do that. I don't think any other person will be able to do. If I was making money, I'll tell you, but we're not making money. But I have to tell you, because in the last 2 years, our channel was demonetized. Because that means because within that 18 months, 3 channels in Nigeria by the Nigerian government, the Journal Law, Buhari ati Lai Mohammed, and some other individuals. But from under the Freedom of Information thing we get, Nnamdi Kanu's channel was told to be brought down. Simon Ekpa and myself, our method and one called Bring channel were down because our messages was a bit, the utterances was too much for the federal government to handle. When the program was hot, not that it's not hot now, but the publicity went down. And that is what we need to bring back and market again. I got to Koda Kosi religious center cannot turn the market in Togbidani Sowo. I got to market Yoruba Nation Dada for the next 1 year. So what my things are yes, but you got to market it and put the publicity out there. Not only in Nigeria now, your publicity must go to every other countries as much as possible to tell them that there's a problem in Nigeria that needs to be looked into before it is too late. The problem here, exists. Lola, Lotula, if we do nothing now. Problem Nigeria shima exists. Taba takule head on, takule gidi, belu publicity, marketing, and all other areas. But my job from the media, I am not a security consultant, neither am I a military personnel, but I am a media that understand the game. Luri Oro Yoruba Nation. From the experience that he gained and from the history that we have read, I am following the situation in Syria. And the media are doing a lot of good and bad. In Tonloni, Syria, there are many stakeholders. So I will not bother increase tempo Yoruba Nation to go to Koda Tabale Bay Coffee Flag Yoruba Nation. Elon Musk. I am just telling you the importance of Yoruba Nation in terms of the marketing. Flag, space jet, that is a huge publicity around the world. Anything Bell America. Elo bere pe elo ni wọ́n fi ń ṣe advert lórí Super Bowl for few seconds. You will then understand what we are talking about. Àwọn tó ń gbé l'America, the Super Bowl, tó máa ń play NFL yìí, elo ló fi ń ṣe advert just to get it Iléeṣẹ́ tó fi ṣe advert síbẹ̀, èlò ló máa san. The key reason táwọn ṣe ń gbé advert lọ síbẹ̀, because the viewership is in billions. So if we're going to tell the world that we need to put back the publicity. This channel is capable of doing it without any loop or any magic with anybody to be a bit of problem, which we had when we came out in Igbo's house and I said I wanted to buy van. I feel that boss, but we all knew what happened. And it was already take advantage. I'm actually go fund me. And all that nonsense. I'm not interested in that. I'm sure you all remember many things as well like that. Eventually, you know, it is what it is. So we have learned from the past, and we're not going to do the same mistake on this channel. So this channel will not merge with anybody. Tabari, fine. Tabari, Tiri, we'll continue our program. TTT, Oloma yonu si gbogbo wa pé àti ready. I know we are ready, but we need to push the publicity and the marketing of Yoruba Nation back on track quickly, because it's time. For every seconds, lives of the people are in danger. Look, what are you eating? What are you eating?
Toast and hot chocolate.
Eh?
Toast and hot chocolate.
Toast and hot chocolate. You like it? Ebi o le pa bó ṣe wà yẹn. Ilé tí mo kó sílé ó bí mi dà nílùú òyìnbó. Ebi á pa àwọn ọmọ tó gbé sínú ilé. Ó ń ṣe responsible parent mọ́ nìyẹn. Kò jẹ́ kó máa gbé nílùú yìí. Most of it one were responsible, but even pound money at the motito. So for you to help us in the last part, I need 12 minutes, only 2 hours. Motule jadi loru fundraising, all I'm sorry, but the family needs me now. To help us to raise this fund, my team always posts our account details online. Láti ìní àti ṣe yẹn láti ẹ̀ tẹ́ bá ń follow status mi. I know not everybody is on my status, but tẹ́ bá ń follow status wa dáadáa, ẹ máa rí our account details. The PayPal, the Naira account, the Ruba. Àwọn èèyàn ní Koiki wọ́n tó ń pariwo Ruba, ìwọ gan polongo pé kó sanwó sínú Ruba. I'm a money Ruba account. I have a Ruba account, so I will release the Ruba account. If we send it by crypto, we have a crypto account, so that and we're worried or something, you know, it's a secure place to send money as well. We have the Zelle. The Zelle I can't put out on the social media, but the back way millennium America for any Zelle. Account the First Bank and the OPay account are still working. The reason why the First Bank have not been in publicity is because there's some work that is being done on it and it's almost being completed. Because block accounts in Nigeria and all that, so it's still working. And £pounds, it will be taken as well. If we have 10,000 people within the next 13 days, 10,000 people to send the $1, $2, £2, it will go a long way. We don't want to say, £500, Tabari, because people are trained now. You know, 20,000, but medias or some other people. So everybody is tight because Nigeria is a very tight place, but we got to complete the job, and we are begging, we are pleading. And I'm very serious with what I'm saying. I have seen the trajectory from the January up to the end of this year. We have a little bit to tighten up more. Tighten it up from the publicity and the marketing. And then I can take the review back to Baba Kitoye because the review to Mogbulo fún wait, look, Baba, if it have take me read media, Tashi, Baba, yes, okay, order. But there's still more work to be done. And I know that myself. Because there are ways to see the numbers. I might not see the others, but there's still also a way to see the gauge. So our publicity must go to many countries around the world quickly. So that àwọn tí bàbá ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́yìn láwọn countries yẹn tó bá ń rí publicity wa wọ́n ń ṣiṣẹ́. So mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ti prepare pé Koiki àti ń dúró de irú ìjọba yìí kó jáde kó sọ fún wa pé ẹ nídìí owó ní platform yìí. Kò dẹ̀ sí gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ la máa sọ ọmọ Yorùbá ni wá ẹ jẹ́ ká fi sílẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀. Àbí kákọ̀ torí ọmọ Yorùbá ni wá tó gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ dáadáa tó dẹ̀ gbọ́ but like I said mo lọ lé lọ ṣeré ní 6 months mo lọ jókòó sí Nàìjíríà yẹn. I didn't go home to play. I was looking at the picture of myself today. It was a hard work. At this stage, some people were worried they wanted me to return back to London. I refused. Few people sent me a ticket, open ticket, we can padà sí UK. Mo ní kó lọ gbowó wọn padà. Ló dà pé wọ́n mọ̀ tá gbé dání. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ sister mi kan. She was more worried. She's a doctor in America. She started prescribing all kind of protein, multivitamins for me. She sent some through DHL because they were worried that I was looking very, I understand you, but we are serious on this platform to finish this job quickly. Very serious. And I've seen that 2024 just left like that. I do it for long. I do it for me. But Ejeka push in 2025 with publicity and the marketing of Yoruba nation to the world. Mudemakwe Ọlọ́run fún gbogbo wa ṣe. Àwa tá fẹ́ ṣe náà, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ fẹ́ support náà, a fún yín náà ṣe. The strength is still there now. And we are praying for the strength to remain there until we finish the job. And tó bá parí iṣẹ́ ló parí ẹ̀ o. Tá bá parí ẹ̀, tá bá kàn sọ pé àwa jókòó síbí báyìí. It's a waste of time and effort. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn medias wa pátá iṣẹ́ takuntakun tí gbogbo wọn ṣe. Láì yọ ẹnìkankan sílẹ̀. The effort is not easy. Ẹlòmíì látara pé ó dé láti ibi iṣẹ́ ló ń sáré ṣe program. Ẹlòmíì látara pé ó ń dáná nulẹ̀ ló ń sáré yọ program ṣe. And we are all listening to you all. Gbogbo yín tẹ́ ń gbọ́ wa. But like I said, this platform is ready to go that extra miles in 2025. And we need everybody's effort on it to be on board. And as usual, you will not be disappointed when it comes to this channel. Àwọn kan fẹ́ ká sọ̀rọ̀ tán délẹ̀, but àgbàlagbà ní Koiki, a nífẹ̀ẹ́ gan, but máa ṣọ̀rọ̀ sọ, má kó gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ síta tán. And we learned that in the last 2 years. I am very, very happy. Fẹ́yìn ìyá tẹ́ ń pè wá àtẹ̀yìn bàbá wa. We cannot fi gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ síta mọ́. It is not easy for me sometimes. I'm sure you all know that. But you learn as you go as well. Ẹ má ká fi àdúrà sílẹ̀. Àwọn tá ń bá fa wàhálà yìí. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá mọ̀ àdúrà ṣe dáadáa, mo bẹ̀ yín. Kọ́dún tó parí, ẹ fi kọ́ Ọlọ́run lọ́rùn pé k'Ọlọ́run fún yín ní àmì pé Yorùbá fi jáde. Ẹ̀yin personally. Ẹ mọ̀ pé èyí tá ń gbọ́ látọ̀dọ̀ àwọn wòlíì wa ta believe. Ẹni k'Ọlọ́run fún yín náà ní àpẹẹrẹ pé Yorùbá máa jáde nínú Nàìjíríà. Tí Ọlọ́run bá wá fún yín ní àpẹẹrẹ yẹn, ẹ wá bá mi ṣe testimony lórí platform yìí. Mo bẹ̀ yín. Ṣé rí bẹ́ ṣe ń ṣe testimony lọ́dọ̀ Pastor Jerry, bàbá mi Adébáyọ̀, Tibetan, Ezekiel, Emmanuel Tọ́gbà, Adépọ̀jù, mo tẹ̀lé bàbá wa yẹn mọ́ bí wọ́n ti lọ sórí òkè. Bàbá wa Ògúndélé, bàbá mi Collius, Pastor Moses, ẹ̀yin Alhaji, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń wò mí láti Kútọ́nù, láti Abidjan, láti Sierra Leone, ẹ̀yin àfà, ẹ̀yin babaláwo, ẹ wá fáwọn náà ní testimony pé Ọlọ́run fi àpẹẹrẹ gàgà pé Yorùbá máa jáde nínú Nàìjíríà, ó fi wọ̀nyí. Ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ lọ ṣiṣẹ́ débẹ̀ ni, ẹ máa gbàwẹ̀ ni, ẹ máa bẹ Ọlọ́run ni, ẹ máa wọnú ilé alúwà ni, ẹ máa tẹ̀fá ni. Gbogbo tí ẹ bá rí, ẹ wá ṣe testimony so that àwọn tó ṣe ń doubt pé Yorùbá ò ní bọ́ nínú Nàìjíríà, bóyá yí ẹ̀mí wọn padà, á lè help iléeṣẹ́ yìí náà lọ́wọ́. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí o. Ó dàárọ̀. Mo kí ẹ sister mi àtẹ̀yìntẹ́ wa lórí Twitter space. Ẹ ṣé gan ni o. Thank you so much. Ó dàárọ̀.